Hey everyone, we're going to do a walk around on this 1986 Mercedes-Benz 560 SL. I put the VIN in and we decoded it, and it is a Canadian market car. Yeah, it's blue-green metallic. And it just got a very recent paint job, I think earlier this year. I'm going to reconfirm with the owner. But it looks pretty darn solid. They did a pretty decent job. But with this kind of being a project car, I'm going to go over the ins and outs, everything I see, everything that probably needs to be done, and I want to make this very transparent listing because that's what matters. So we'll just start with the outside. The paint actually looks pretty good. Like I was saying, it's got, I think I'd say a touch more metallic flick than these had original, but it actually looks really, really nice. It's not fast boaty. It's a very pretty paint job. You can kind of see the reflection of the clouds, but we have the aluminum wiper blades still attached. They're not replaced with like black Bosch units. And what's also nice is usually people repaint over the black mesh, and that is still black. So that's nice little detail work that I'm noticing. The headlights look like they're in really nice shape. Same with the bright work. Yeah, bumpers looking a little bit right there. That's pretty typical on these. That one's good. The grille looks really nice. You still have the front plate bracket. Usually those get dented in right here, and that's actually pretty decent. You do have fog lights and ambers on the front. This headlight looks really nice as well. And the coming over on the side, I do have the trim. You're gonna have to get these little red buttons that fit in here and redo all of them, and then they'll snap right in. I believe Autohouse AZ and FCP Euro sell them for I think 40-50 cents a piece. So yeah, again, this car is kind of sold as it is. The owner did leave this part of the country, move elsewhere for work, and this car had to kind of get left behind. He's like, I gotta part with it. So that's kind of the story on it. But with it being a 86, you have the third brake light. Those laws went into effect a few years earlier. We are missing a grommet right here, but you can buy those for 15 bucks off Amazon, I believe. But all the rubber is really nice. Like usually this will get really ashy or kind of pitted, and this is actually pretty pleasant looking. Taillights are in really good shape. You can see this body line's a little thinner than this one. I'm assuming the deck lid got taken off for the repaint. Yeah, they painted the inside of this too, and the brackets and the bolts and everything. So maybe it didn't take it off. It was removed at some point, but the trunk's nice. It doesn't smell mildewy in here. You do have your trim pieces right here. There are 3, and you are missing a spare, but there's a new battery in here. Sorry, this is a plate that I have just so I don't get pulled over. But you do have a new battery in here. I think it's a 724. I guess it's about a year old. And I've actually had this car idling for about an hour now. It is a hot day outside. It's high 80s here in Georgia, and it seems the cooling system's in very good condition. We'll get into that in a second. I do have a little bit of scuff here. It looks like paint transfer, actually. I think a lot of that will come out. I don't have a polisher on me, so I can't do much. Yep, so look at your sticker. Oh, I can't do that with one hand. Nope, that's gonna take 2 hands, whatever. But door handles, got a little bit of wear right here. But let's go to the engine bay real fast. I'm gonna do an interior walk around. Let's get the top off. I'm gonna need some help with that. I gotta go find someone to help me out. So 5.5 liter M117 single overhead cam engine. It's very honest here. Brake fluid looks like it's been topped up. It's a little over full. I'd pull about a quarter cup out of there. Yeah, It's very smooth. I think engine mounts are pretty decent. Yeah, wires still have elasticity. It doesn't feel like it misfires. Got your cruise control unit right there, power steering pump there. Yeah, I mean, it's actually really smooth. I'm quite impressed by it. These engines are very durable. All right, cool. Well, that's kind of, I guess we'll touch with the wheels. They are chrome 8-hole Gully decals. These, these cars obviously didn't get these, and they are pretty pitted. We've got tires on here from, trying to find a date code. I think the date code's gonna be on the inside. Looks like where I put them on wanted this side facing out. Yeah, date codes are inside. I will see if I can crawl under and find it, but if you guys want actual wheels that fit the car with good tires, I actually do have a set in my garage, and I'll sell them for very reasonably. I can put them in the car when it gets delivered. I'll put that in the opening comment, just in case anyone's interested in doing that. So there's outside. We'll go to the inside real fast, and then take it on a drive. All right, let's go over the cabin real fast. Door panels are in actually pretty good shape. There's a little bit of overspray in the latches here. A little fraying on the door seal there. But overall, not too shabby. I love the Euro carpet floor mats, and the actual floorboard mats are in pretty good shape. A little spot of corrosion right on the hardware there. These are nice. Oh, they're actually pretty soft. Yeah, they're still rubbery. Usually this goes kind of hard and cracked, which is nice to see. There's the gray seats. They appear to be original, and they are leather. They do show obviously a little bit of discoloration and some wear. It does have 164,000 kilometers after all. Yeah, let's check headlights, turn the brights on. Just kind of do a, oh yeah, there we go. Those are a little weak, or I guess we got a fog light out on that side. Turn the brights off. Yep, brights work. Let's see here, what else? Yeah, again, I've been idling this thing for ages now. There's the light out warning that do have an SRS light on. And you get the car sitting right at temperature. It's great. So let's move into the cabin. Seat rail has a little bit of corrosion right there. But I mean, you can see the floor, all the mats are actually in decent shape. The bezel has come detached here, which looks like it should actually snap back in. I'm gonna play around with that, but just keep that in mind that that's probably gonna need to be repaired. The wood's actually okay considering the rest of the car. We do have heated seats. I'm gonna, okay, the double heat doesn't really want to work. And it's so hot outside today, I might be able to tell if it works, but we're gonna give it a shot. AC panel does nothing, not even defrost. So just FYI. We have a radio in here. What is it? It's a Mackie tune. Let's see if it works. Oh boy. I can figure this out. I'm smart. Oh, faceplate comes off. I mean, it turns on. It does have a CD player. Alright. I don't think the antenna would work. Nope, the antenna's not turning on. The radio's not on. I think my heated seats are working. That's a hot seat. So that's kind of nice. We do have some cracks on the dashboard. The car has obviously seen some sun. Rearview mirror. Actually pretty nice. I'm afraid to open these. These are always so fragile. I kind of don't want to open that. That feels very brittle. I don't want to break it for the next owner or you know, your current owner's car. You can see headliner. It's got a little hole right there, and yeah, it's actually pretty decent. But here's a seat. Looks like there's some sort of repair right there. Again, it looks like an original seat cover, which I do really like. I don't like when these get recovered. They always look weird. But you can see a little bit of die failure right there. But the seats are actually pretty supportive. You do the articulating armrest. We'll swing around to the back, go into the rear seat. I do want to mention one thing. I did wash the car previous to shooting it, and we do have some water that comes in and soaks that floor mat. The interior does not smell musty, so I think that's just a recent occurrence. I did use a bit of a pressure washer on it, so do have a little bit of water intrusion right there. There's the first aid kit, and the carpet's actually, there's a couple spots in the back, but it's not super discolored or anything. And you do have your sound deadening underneath there. And this mat is a little deformed. I think if you leave it out in the sun after you wash it, it will retain its shape, but oh, now it stays. That's slowly moving back, but yeah, I think a nice wash, and that'll do wonders. Cool, well, glove box, light does work. Windows do work. Let's operate those real fast. I'm getting a little bit of shade relief. That's actually quite nice. And windows roll up and down. This one's a little slower to react, but it does work. It's a very good driver that you can do a rolling restoration on. If you want a SL to absolutely just pound the ever-living crap out of and put miles on and drive it and enjoy it while also fixing the little systems and learning about R107s, this is kind of the car. Parts are cheap and they're very plentiful, and if you're good with a wrench, I mean, you can make this look rather decent. So there's a walk-around video. We're gonna drive it now. All right, I'm just gonna crack the windows a little bit. It's a little warm in the cabin. And we're in gear. So I'm gonna tell you what I hear and feel. We'll do a quick opposite lock in the parking lot. So what I hear off the bat, it sounds like it needs a bit of a front end refresh. I don't know if that's ball joints or tie rod ends or what, but there's a bit of popping in the front end. Luckily those parts are very cheap and available, and a lot of it is doable on R107s. These cars are vehicles that you can wrench on yourself. Whole lot of torque. You got your typical R107 steering play. Oh, it actually tracks quite nice and straight down the road. It's actually pretty smooth. Oh, this is a good driver. I mean, you can see there's zero vibration in the steering wheel, which makes me think that these tires are good and healthy. Oh, brakes actually feel really good, guys. It grabs about a ½ inch off the floor, and oh, the brakes are good. Okay, this seems like a very mechanically happy car. The engine feels healthy. The transmission goes into gear a little harshly, but that's just 722.3 things. If you do get this car, I recommend a fluid flush. That's a easy 1 to 2 hour job yourself, and about $100 in parts. I don't know when it was last done, and these transmissions should be flushed. All right, it was reading 45 miles per hour, and I was going 70, so I think that's about 45. All right, let's check cruise control. I doubt that works. going downhill. Let's see. My foot is off. I'll test it going uphill. It's kind of hard to test it going downhill. I'm gonna spin around here. But yeah, all the gauges work, including that one right there. Oh, some really nice old houses around here. This is a nice area. All right, so I think the argument to be made with this car is, like I said in the beginning, it's a good rolling restoration. These cars, you can fix one system at a time over the span of, a weekend or, 2 weeks. Get the car back on the road and you have one system fixed, and then you kind of move on to the next one and you drive it in between. That's what I've always done with my Mercedes when I buy cars like this, because I love nursing them back to health. The expensive part of the paint job is done. I think I turn around here. God, the brakes are really good. Brakes are very, very good feeling. But yeah, just kind of go through the systems one by one and just drive it. This has miles on it. It's what, about 100,000 miles on it as it sits. Yeah, it's a little clunk in the front end, but yeah, I'm sure my GoPro's picking that up. But it's strange because it drives so nicely, and I'm not feeling really. I feel the clunk's opposite lock through the steering wheel. Let's see. I didn't feel them under compression, which makes me think I don't know. You're gonna have to get up on the lift and look. I don't have the lift available, but I did take undersides. But anyways, you have the paint job done on this car. That's very expensive. It looks great on the outside. If you want a set of wheels, like I said, I have a set of wheels I can include for very cheap in a sale. I think that would do a lot to the exterior. Those 8-hole chromes are a little rough looking, but that is a cheap and easy fix to really give it an overhaul. Yeah, like I said, the AC system, that's probably going to need to go through, including the panel. But you can find those used and new. I believe Mercedes still makes remanufactured units, so you can't get OEM stuff for it. But yeah, it's a very pleasant driving car, and I think it has a lot of potential, and it drives very, very nicely. We'll try the horn. Horn works. I think it's just the high tone. The low tone might be out. It sounded a little soprano to me. Cool, guys. Well, I mean, I think that pretty much sums it up. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the YouTube channel or in the comments section on the MB Market, and I'll get to you. Again, it's kind of a project car, needs some love, but it's a very good starting point for someone that wants to, wrench on these yourself. So I'm going to leave it there. Again, I try to be as open and as honest as I possibly could with this video, and hopefully that shows. Thank you so much.